Welcome back, everybody. Yes, in the last video, I did say I'm gonna tell you guys my rainfall total, and my official rainfall total from that storm system was 3 inches and 14 centimeters at the end of it all, and we saw about an inch of snow. So now for my area, we're at 2 inches this year, and a pretty crazy already. We're only in December, hoping for the snow to continue, but probably not this upcoming weekend with this next storm system. We got a very large, very, very bad potential storm coming from the Gulf, a very large nor'easter to bring absolutely damaging winds, heavy rain for everybody. And I'm not going to take too much of your time. Probably only take about 15, 20 minutes. I'm not trying to do a 30-minute video. I think we are still far enough out where we're just getting into the details. And let's just start out here with, we're going to be pretty much looking at the GFS Euro Canadian and some of like the other models. But this is your GFS. This is already in 24 hours by 1 p.m. tomorrow, right? Yes, the 15th. So this the beginning of the very large system. So first off, I would love to just say, look at these two pieces. We got first off a low forming here with a cold front type feature. But then we got a disturbance in the south of Gulf of Mexico that's going to be moving like this and probably making a landfall in Florida with very strong winds, heavy rain, and then probably right up the coast and make a landfall in New York or something like that. Maybe let's say it's a little bit more farther out, makes the landfall here, and then does something like this, or it cuts in and makes a landfall like in the Panhandle and then move up like that. This is the option for this very large system. These two are going to converge into one system in this area right here, all right? And you're going to watch that where I just drew the X with the model. So we're going to continue to go out. So now let's go take a look at 48 hours. This is on the Saturday. I'm pretty sure Saturday, right? Yes, Saturday afternoon. And you could tell our systems here. So let's just use the marker of the combining. We got a low up here with the disturbance like this. But we got a very large now tropical or very large system that's going to be moving and combining with this. So this and this is going to be combining for this area where I just circle is going to be impacted by these two systems. You can already tell being in 1,000 millibars down in the Gulf is quite scary. A lot of wind already. It's going to be like a tropical system, but you're going to continue. And we're just going to take a look at 48 to 72 hours out. And yeah, pretty much what happens is this makes landfall at like 1 a.m. on your Sunday morning or something like that. But look at in 3 days from now, your Sunday afternoon, you got a very, very powerful nor'easter in the develops. You got a low right here, 993. I mean, damaging winds in your southeast, damaging rain bands. This is going to feel like a hurricane, I feel. This is the leftover of that low that has pretty much now converged with this low down here. And this is just going to be a absolutely mess. And it's not just your GFS model. It's more than just one model. It's pretty much majority of all your models that goes out. So we keep going, and yes, it goes from a 993 to a 986. Rapid intensification in just 6 hours. And I mean, just crazy. You really look at this, absolutely crazy. You go from 986 to 983, 983 right here. But look, This thing gets very close to the coast, and then boom, your northeast, you now got, I mean, things are just combining in all terms. You got a low right here. You got absolutely heavy rain bands making itself on shore, strong winds. You can see in the yellows, greens, but you could tell we do have snow, but it is not even close to the United States. It is in Canada. And you are with a absolute bomb cyclone nor'easter slamming the Northeast with nothing but pounds and pounds of rain. All right. It's a very worrying case scenario if the GFS comes true. All right. And you can tell that will continue. And it goes from a 983 to a 977 once it makes it up to the Northeast. That is a bomb cyclone. And a 972, that's probably the lowest, 972. But an absolutely all out bomb cyclone storm here. And that is just one model. All right. We're not even looking at like the Canadian. This is only, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go 24 hours out. This is the beginning of the systems. You can tell. Same thing as the GFS. Now we're going to go 48 hours out. And boom, same type of deal. System in the Gulf, system up there. And this is now 72 hours out and boom. This Canadian model has a little bit more ahead and a little bit more south with a low like this. The thing's already combining right here. And look at all this heavy rain and strong winds. This is going to be a very big, impactful storm for everybody. We're going to have a much more detailed video probably tomorrow. Today, it's just, I'm going to be posting this very late. So I'm, you know, in kind of the rush here, but 96 hours. And this is, I mean, once again, you go from 995 to a 991 just off the Carolinas coast, and boom, by 1 a.m. on your Sunday night, you got a full out nor'easter in the develops. Heavy rain bands, strong winds, and this is by Monday morning. I mean, this is a full out inland nor'easter. You could tell GFS was a little bit more out. This one's right over PA, and I mean, snow here, strong winds, heavy rain, done. I mean, an absolute bomb of a storm. This is a no joke storm. I mean, these are one of the fantasy GFS that we like to talk about over the years. But I mean, you continue, and this continues throughout Monday afternoon. This doesn't exit into Monday nights. So, and then you get a back end low and a potentially another side to the nor'easter. So we need to see. All right, very far out to officially say what is going to happen, but it's likely to be a storm. A very large, powerful storm. And if we look at the Euro model on this, all right, this is going to be the Euro model. Let's forecast loop it. All right, we're going to be looking at that. I'm giving you a warning. Euro is not even better. Euro is really worrying signs here too. I'm not even gonna lie with you, all right? Okay. So you could tell there's the beginning of the system. Absolutely gets strong. Making landfall once again very south. But this thing, I mean, 988 to a 981. This is the type of system I'm talking about. An absolute bombogenesis hurricane looking like type system. This is, I mean, absolutely powerful, strong winds, cold temperatures, warm temperatures, but it's not going to be like what we were talking about before. This is like a, but you know, we continue to go 981, 976, and we go from 976 to a 975, and this goes to a 972. I mean, look at this monster. Absolute monster, and then you get that weird other low. So just please be careful. This is all three global main models. And I mean, they're all in Bombogenesis um, type system here. And don't even start talking about the Icon. Icon's another, once again, very large system. We continue, and this thing makes a landfall near the panhandle, like the Big Bend. And this is a heavy rain, strong winds. I mean, this thing gets to a 982 in PA. Inland, but I mean, absolutely damaging wind threat. And you get that weird other low. We need to watch out for that. It's been showing up on some of the models, all right? So all your global models show it. I'm not going to get into too much detail about this because this is like usually the first day where I'm skimming the top of this system. And each day we get into more information. This is the NAIL model. And I'm just warning you, it is showing it too. This is no fantasy. I mean, this is a weird type nor'easter right here, and boom. So please be careful. That's pretty much all I have. This is just an very early outlook of this potential large system. They do not have any warnings or watches. And before we actually go, let me go get AccuWeather because they actually have a thing already posted for this. Cold winds in the wake of a weekend storm. Last time it was updated was 8/28, so it was updated an hour ago. This um thing was updated 1 hour ago. Wow. Let's look at that. So yes, they have 4 to 8 inches of rain for Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Everyone else in the green, that's 1 to 2. But even in the Northeast, they have 2 to 4 inches. But the local max up to 10 inches. That's a lot. That's a lot of rain. The wind here, boom, absolutely southeast soaker. They didn't post any wind maps, but I will say my local weather has begun to post already. Um, Winds up to 40 to 50, 30 to 40 in my area. There's the severe storms. They're already getting that all set, and I agree with that. They do not have, they do not have the wind forecast out just yet. But when it does, I'm warning you, take it very serious. But the winds on this is going to be horrific. We're talking up to 50 to 60 miles an hour. Probably wouldn't even be surprised. Gusts up to 100 off the coast. This is, I mean, look, you are looking at the GFS. I mean, you got wind gust reaching near, this is hurricane force. And I mean, you're looking at this too. I mean, 983, this is probably going to be one of the biggest wind events if this continues to show. I mean, the GFS, you got up to over 80 miles an hour slamming New England. And with a low like this, I mean, you got some areas here reaching up to 100 to 120 mile an hour wind gusts. This is worst. This is like really bad. And that is wind gusts, but your 10-meter winds too. When you see greens and yellows popping up on the 10, because this is like an ocean map, and you can tell, then things are bad. And this is not. So off the coast, you got up to 80 miles an hour. Inland, you got up to 50 to 60 miles an hour. I mean, this is potentially going to be the storm, one of the biggest wind events in a few years. Probably. I'm not trying to worry y'all, but this sign, what I'm seeing with this, I mean, look, this is another model, the Canadian. I mean, you got wind gusts up to 80 to 100 miles an hour. I mean, look at this point. I mean, this is probably a little overdone, but you got 110 miles an hour of wind. And I mean, the Euro really ain't that better. And actually, 18Z came out So we're going to actually take a look at 18Z, and a little weaker, but still. And it's actually faster. So earlier that Sunday night. And once again, nor'easter right there. That's a horrific storm right there. I mean, you got winds, reaching into the 80s here on the Euro. Horrific storm system. If this happens. I will say they already do have severe weather. Look here. Tomorrow we'll go in more in depth. The rainfall, and hopefully the AccuWeather shows the wind. Because I'm telling you, that wind is going to probably be worse than last system. If I'm going to be serious with you. They already have a marginal risk in day 3. That's not good either. For tornadoes, probably. But that's all I have for now. We're going to continue to look at the models. I'll get back with you tomorrow. But signing out, and stay tuned, Weather Crew.